Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Wow!
Hey, Slam! My dinghy's bigger than your whole boat!
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we view and think about and discuss the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. I am Tom Taylor, and once again I am joined by Mike DeMaria.
Yes, once again.
Once again. This is the last time. This is it.
No, it'll happen again.
Forever. And we're also joined by Dan Lewis.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, huh? Yep.
Let's get these minutes going.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
Okay, we're a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Which means that the next thing I say is to tell you what happens in the minute, what minute this is. This is minute 36. This begins with Lacey being vague about ties, and it ends with Spaulding barfing his guts out through the sports car sunroof.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing how much of this minute is just Spaulding and Spaulding barfing. It's actually kind of great.
It's a lot of it, actually, yeah.
Yeah, with that, I just hear that band playing that song in my head. As he's down in those
Which is that we can't. We came up with it. It's Benny Goodman or forgot.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Let's get through the.
Okay.
Let's get through the ties stuff first.
Tie me up with some of your ties, Ty.
Yeah, here we go.
It's a little obvious, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about.
Right. Well, I'm as confused as Chevy Chase himself.
Right.
I guess she's basically saying, I'm a loose and available young woman, and if you're wearing a tie and your name is Ty, and tie can be a verb, it could be an object, and it can be a name.
Right, so she's doing something very clever there.
Yeah, she's a grammarian, and she's a lot wittier than we give her credit for.
Yeah, that's right. You might say she's a mammarian grammarian. Would that be reasonable?
Right. Sure.
Right.
Works for me.
And I hope that's not offensive. It probably is, but I'm sorry.
So if you were a grandmother with good grammar that uses good grammar, would you be Grammy the grammarian?
You'd be a grand mammarian.
No, but you could say, look, that's Grammy the grammarian.
Grandma grammarian.
Yeah.
Grandma grammarian or Grammy the grammarian.
Yeah.
Leave my grammar out of this.
Yeah.
Woman's a saint.
Or you just call her Grammar. Yeah, Grammar.
Yeah.
Hey, Grammar. Grandma. Oh my God!
All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, well, she's saying, hey, and doesn't he? Is this the one where he goes? It's very weird because there's only really one other thing in this minute besides for her talking about that, and then this long sequence of John F. Barman Jr. Puking into the top of a sports car, and that's where during the decreasingly useful day for night shooting.
Oh my God!
Bill Murray fires the gun at the gopher only to miss and have it break the lamp right next to Chevy Chase and Lacey Underall.
Yeah, how does that happen? I don't get how that happens.
Well, yeah, he shoots it during the day and then it arrives at night. That's one thing,
yeah,
as we mentioned before.
Later.
But I mean, it's broad daylight he's shooting in.
But he's got the gopher in the crosshairs, and he fires. And the gopher ducks, and then a lamp explodes over by Ty and Lacey.
Right. Behind the gopher is not just like air. It's clearly something behind the gopher, like woods or something. So I don't understand how this bullet makes it all the way through.
Like it doesn't bounce off.
Well,
it's like a ricochet or...
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like the Zapruder film. He's shooting, and the angle is either on a straight plane towards the gopher or even slightly downward, right?
Right.
So if he misses the gopher, it's going to hit the grass, or it's going to hit the tree behind it, or something on a lower trajectory.
Right.
It's not going to go up. It's not going to go.
In other words, you're saying up and to the left.
Up and to the left.
And to the left.
And to the left.
You're saying there's a second greenskeeper?
Yes. Sandy McFinish is over on the very grassy knoll.
This is the magic bullet theory. That this bullet stopped in midair, mind you, and then made a left.
In midair.
It's a little weird and ridiculous.
What I did right there is I combined the JFK movie, the Oliver Stone film, with the Seinfeld rendition about the magic loogie,
the spitter,
with Keith Hernandez.
Yeah. That's a great episode with Keith Hernandez and what's his name? Who's in the bushes? Mitch Williams or
No, it's just Keith Hernandez.
No, but there's another. There was the second spitter.
No, they never identified it.
Oh, I thought they did.
It was
Anyway,
Newman, but it hit Newman. But what I up and
It
to the left is from
ricocheted.
JFK.
yeah, right. It ricocheted and hit
And then-
Newman.
And then the saying that the loogie stopped in midair, mind you, and then made a right turn to the left. That's Seinfeld.
Yeah,
So,
but I could have sworn there was another ball player in there, but that's fine.
but either way, there's the trajectory of Spackler's shot is not correct.
Right.
Is it possible that that's a big boulder or something behind the gopher, and that it's
Ricochets.
supposed to have like ricocheted off of that?
Yeah, that's possible.
It doesn't really look
is
like it,
possible.
but I'm looking for answers, and I'm not getting any.
You're not wrong.
You're not right, but you're not
You're
wrong.
not right or you're not wrong. I can't say whether you're right or wrong.
You can tell me. I know we rip on Lacey a lot, and we're not totally into her and stuff, but I do like the move. I don't understand it, but I like it when he goes in to kiss her, and she turns her head away, and so he just like kind of catches her like right next to her eye or something. And there's something fetching about that. I'll be honest.
Well, it's like is she like aggravated with what he said? 'Cause it's
Maybe
like, oh,
it
'cause
was a bad line.
Yeah, it's a terrible line.
I wouldn't blame her. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
So
let
that's
him
kind
kiss
of
me.
what it is. She's kind of like rolling her eyes at this stupid line.
Well, it is a little out
Yeah.
of place though, because she clearly can be, it's like she doesn't seem super discerning in the first place. So all of
Yeah.
a sudden she's got these high standards for what she wants. I mean, she goes from Chuck Schick to Danny to Ty to Lord knows who
Yeah.
else. Bishop Bickering.
And it's not like her
probably.
dialogue has been stellar with all that tying me up with your ties
Yeah,
business. That's
that's a
not
little
exactly
cheesy.
Shakespeare.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think his line
Who's
is
she to
that
judge?
bad in light of that.
yeah.
He's like, let's
he's
just
going
be
for
real
something
human beings.
different.
Let's cut it with the cutesiness, and just be some real human beings.
And she can't handle that, can she?
No,
She turns
doesn't
away.
like that. She goes, I don't like
She
real
doesn't like
human beings.
she doesn't like to keep it real up on the field.
Nope.
No. All right.
I have nothing
I see
else
what
to
you
say
did
about
there.
this minute. I don't think.
Let's just get right to the gold of the minute.
Okay.
One-
They've been shot
yeah.
at. The glass explodes, and then we're
Yada,
inside.
yada,
we're back
yeah.
inside the building with Spaulding.
Or
And
John F.
Spaulding-
Barnum Jr.
John F. Barnum Jr.
Barman.
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 That's right.
Okay, so what's happening here is he's loitering by some empty tables that have left some beverages behind, and he's just
Everybody's
sort
on
of,
the
like, going
dance
through
floor.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's on the dance floor, and he's like just taking half finished drinks and downing them. Is he? How old is Spaulding? Is he underage?
Yeah, I think he's underage. My grandson, he says. I mean, I'm guessing. He's just below the age where you can legally drink, is my guess.
Okay. I was going to say either
Grandson.
that, or even if he was, he might be just barely legal to drink,
No,
but he's not
he's
going
younger.
to he's not going to be able to get away with it in front of his grandfather or something.
That could be
Like
it.
he can't just saunter
you
up
c-
to the bar in order to drink.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Even if you're 27 years old, 30 years old, if you're finishing off people's drinks, it's going to be frowned upon.
Yes.
If you
No,
left
but
your
I'm
drink
saying,
on
why
the
is he-
table
Yeah, that's
and went to
why
cut
is-
a rug
yeah.
for a few minutes and came back and you see some guy swilling your drinks from afar,
Yeah. That's a little
That's
weird.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross.
well, let's stop the scene right here because the band is playing a very waltzy number with zero guitar in it. But do you see that guitar player?
Yeah.
Yes.
He
You
is
think,
pulling
yeah.
those chords.
He's playing
rocking
Eruption
out.
by Van Halen.
And he's looking at the clarinet player like, yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, swing
And
it.
he's pulling those chords like he's Pete Townsend.
Yep.
This movie is a tight machine. It is a multifaceted gem.
Especially where it comes
Yeah.
to sound and continuity.
Yeah.
Yes.
John F. Barman has the loosened tie on. Like, there's a bit of a recurring thing with the loosened ties in this movie, I think.
Yeah.
But he's got the loosened tie on, and it's on his left. And then when he comes out to blow chunks into the sports car, it's on the right.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Right.
switched over. It's continuity.
Oh, I hadn't noticed
My
that. That's very
suspension
good.
of disbelief just absolutely crumbles.
Yeah.
But let's look at. Last couple minutes, I've been observing Spaulding in a different light, like when Ty came in and introduced to Rodney, and Spaulding is like slumped over at the bar, just staring at him like he wants to kill him. Or there's a darkness to Spaulding.
Yeah.
That it's like, I was thinking about it today.
Yeah.
And he's thinking, like, he's the kind of guy that when no one's looking would hit somebody in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, he's a budding serial killer. You know,
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
one of these guys that like
Or he
torture
would-
squirrels and stuff.
Yeah. Or that he would touch somebody inappropriately.
Oh.
You know, it would just like, he's kind of like he has a darkness to him that I don't.
And he'd be like, what? What's the big deal?
Right.
No, he would know exactly. He's
No,
the
but
kind
he'd
of
play
guy
it
that
off
would,
like that.
right? But I think he as a character, he's a little bit, borderlining kind of molester, or
Yeah. He's a creep.
You just hit somebody in the head with a rock or something and just walk away.
Yucks.
He's a real creepazoid, this guy.
He's a creepiness to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No
But
question.
other than that, he's hilarious.
He still drinks a cocktail with a cigarette in it and barfs in a car.
That's not a cigarette.
Can't take
is
that
it?
away
Yeah,
from
it's
him.
a cigarette in there. What did you think it was?
Yeah.
I thought it was false teeth.
You know
this
what?
day-
You're thinking of it's hysterical. I always expect him to drink false teeth, but that's because of Clockwork Orange, isn't it?
Oh, that's right, Mr.
Mr.
Deltoid.
Deltoid. He drinks the thing with the false teeth.
Mr. Deltoid.
You know what?
I forgot about that. That's really gross.
I think we just hit on something.
Oh.
This is
Yeah.
like that optical thing where your brain is tricked to think it's there and it's not.
Yeah.
I automatically think that's the sight gag is the
Yeah.
false teeth in the cup because of Mr. Deltoid.
See, the thing is, I saw this movie before I saw Clockwork Orange, so why would I go in that order? Why would I not think Mr. Deltoid was drinking something that John F. Barman drank?
Maybe just replaced it over the years.
Yeah, we have
You
been
gave me the
very far with our
key,
studies, yes.
Yes, up to the nastiness with Billy Boy last night. Yes.
Nasty business, yes. I love Mr. Deltoid.
Now, maybe there's a parallel because Mr. Deltoid has that same kind of creepiness. Like he likes to touch.
Right.
You know, he liked to slap his hands on.
There was a suggestion.
Alex DeLarge's thighs.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he was all out of breath when he got up. He's like,
Yeah,
and
Mr.
had to take a
Deltoid
drink.
definitely.
Yeah.
They played up the sexual tension in that scene in a very negative way, very just gross. Mr. Deltoid. Mr.
Although he also
Deltoid.
might be
that belongs
Deltoid.
that belongs in Caddyshack too. That name, Mr.
Bishop
Deltoid.
That's a total Caddyshack name. That's hysterical. Mr. Deltoid.
Judge Deltoid.
DeLarge is a good. Alex DeLarge would be a good Caddyshack name.
It really would.
Alexander.
Yeah, half that damn movie. Billy Boy. Then there's Billy
In
Baru.
Poison.
I think we're uncovering some stuff. We got
Oh my God! What
that's
is
what I'm
happening?
You
talking
got
about
Billy
here.
Boy.
Oh my God!
And you got Billy
What have we
Baru.
done?
Oh my God! Did Stanley Kubrick secretly make Caddyshack? That's the question here.
Yeah, like he secretly filmed the moon landing.
Yeah, exactly. This is Caddyshack is his big apology for the faking the moon landing.
It's Billy Boy and Poison Barul.
Oh my God!
Okay, so it is a cigarette. Okay, my fault.
Yeah.
But that's an interesting like optical confusion there.
And for the record, having false teeth in the glass is much more disgusting than a cigarette.
Yes, the thing is, it made sense that
I don't know about that.
yeah.
In a way,
They're
it
both
is. In a way,
gross,
it
but-
isn't.
I don't know if I would barf from a cigarette.
But I'll tell you what, this happened to me at Lounge Axe.
Oh,
in Chicago.
Yeah.
I had a drink. I had a whiskey drink sitting on the bar there, or on the side, and it was a day that where my first band here was playing there, and it was before we went on, and I went to grab the drink, and it was somebody's spit cup
No.
that had filled it with chewing spit,
That's the worst of both worlds. That's worse than either
and
one
I
of the
s-
options.
and I swilled it.
Oh,
I
No,
downed-
stop it.
Mike,
I
how many
downed it.
gollops?
That was the whole thing, the whole gullet.
Oh.
And halfway down, I said, "This isn't right," but I just kept going and going and going.
Why? What are you doing?
And then
Jesus.
because it was just one swig, but it all went down.
Oh,
Now I'm gonna barf.
Mike.
But it was not only the spit, it was the big it was the big wet.
I'm about to blow up my bull shot.
I'm gonna gullop.
It was
I
it
just
was the
gulped in my
liquid-
own mouth.
It was the spit plus the big wad of chew that he threw in there at the end.
Oh,
So
can't
I
get
started
worse.
I I started to convulse immediately.
Andy was storing his dentures in there.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking
Everything was in there.
It was the last call drink where they threw everything in there.
Right.
Oh my
No,
god.
That rag they used to wipe up the bar.
I started to twist immediately. I doubled over. But this was during my streak where I have not thrown up since '92.
So you did the John F. Barman Jr. and you didn't lose it?
No.
How do you not lose it after that?
Let me tell you something. I threw up a year and a half ago, and that was the first time I threw up since 1992 when I was in St. Leo, Florida.
Oh my
93, I'm sorry, 93. And I said, because I hate throwing up more than anything.
A 22-year, I hate it.
To me, it's when we die, that's what we're going to feel is that it's your life is leaving your body. So immediately in Lounge X, I doubled over, and people are laughing, and I'm punching people in the groin because I'm on the ground and I'm just punching upward. But my insides are coming out. But in my mind, I'm saying, you're not going to fucking hurl. You're not going to throw up. You're tougher than this. You're bigger than this. You're better than this. I will not. That streak was on the line. And it was like, people were laying down bets. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. No, damn it. And I didn't do it. I fought it and I fought it and I fought it.
Why would you even fight it in that situation? I know
Because
that you hate
gonna
vomiting. I hate it too, and I hate it.
It
It gives me a headache and it makes me feel like I'm going to die any second. But
I also want to say that barfing is not the worst part of barfing. It's the whole build up to the barfing.
Yeah, the build up.
Yeah.
You get the acidic
Mike,
taste in your mouth.
But you got all of that with this thing. So I don't understand. At what point does it become better to throw up than to not?
The streak. It was all about the streak.
You were just like Cal Ripken. You were like, I have a sore ankle, but I'm playing anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Iron Man.
It was the Iron Man streak. I said, I am not doing this today, and I'm not doing this ever. You are better than this. You're bigger than this, and the streak lives on. And I regretted it because inside it's like that whoever it was, their spit and their chew is in there.
Oh God,
Jesus
Mike!
Christ.
How many?
I would embrace.
I bet you
barf
took
at
years
that
off
point.
your life with that one by not throwing up.
But the streak, man, 22, 23 years without throwing up.
What broke the streak?
But wait,
last
you said
year?
you barfed a couple weeks ago, or a couple
No,
years
it was
ago.
It was like a year and a half. No, it was like on one of those hot days, and I really pushed it at the gym.
Day.
It was just it was just a little too hot for him, so he threw up.
It was a total bullshit. It was weakness. No, I was at the gym and I had a really big workout, and I went outside, and it was a combination of being too hot and too bright. And I was like, I'm in the car, and I'm in the car, and I'm like, I can't see anything. All of a sudden, I can't focus on anything. So I pulled over and I said, "Oh no!" And I opened up the door and I just threw up.
My streak.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you left your streak right there on Lincoln Avenue.
Here comes the streak.
Yeah, it was right there. It was on. It was on.
Did you get a standing ovation like when Cal Ripken came out of the game?
I just tipped my hat to the guy who was watching. Guy was cutting his grass on the lawn, and I pulled over.
You tipped your hat to him. That guy's like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
Cheerio, my good man.
But then I immediately, I couldn't see anything. I'm like, I can't see anything. I feel horrible. I feel like I'm going to die. Open up the door. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
But as soon as it came out, I felt immediately better. And I'm like, I should have been doing this for 23 years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it wasn't so bad.
This is great.
Yeah, then I went on. I walked around the stadium and tipped my cap.
Yeah. The high five everybody on your way home.
Yeah.
Now you're free. You're free of the pressure of the streak.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I'm
good.
happy for
you. Just
you.
let it flow.
But anyway,
now.
so we got Spaulding went through 2 drinks, and then he gets to the cigarette one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back in it.
Plainly see, we as the audience can plainly see the cigarette in the drink, and he somehow misses it.
Yeah, it's floating in. He's not paying attention because he's looking around, so he's just grabbing. He's on a roll. He's grabbed three drinks in a row. Everything's going swimmingly. And so he grabs that fourth one, put her down. It was just like Mike with that tobacco juice at the bar.
Yeah.
Just puts it
Too
right down.
close to the sun. Yeah, he was getting too close to the sun.
I've drank from the beer that had because people used to put smoking just makes to this day.
Yeah,
it's never made a single bit of sense
everything
to me. I don't get it. I've never done it. I don't even understand how anybody could get caught up in that, even when it was cool. But I would be at a party or something, and someone will have thrown their. This is a dirty trick. There should be a law. You can't throw your butts into a can of beer because I could easily mistake that can for the one that I was drinking.
God,
you can't see it, right? So I mean, it's one thing if Spaulding, he doesn't see, he's not paying attention. That's on him. But if you put it into a can like that, I've gone up with it. But luckily, I can usually smell it just as I'm about to. You can smell that kind of like wet tobacco grossness, and I'm just like, that's not a gulp I want to get into.
Well, what do you think about this friend of ours that we know? I'm not going to use names here, but we were at when we'd be at the bar, he'd always be trying. His biggest trick was, I'm gonna urinate in a beer glass.
Oh God!
Because it's the same color as beer, and I'm gonna get somebody to drink it.
Oh my goodness!
And he almost did. I witnessed him almost do it one time. I said, "Don't do it." He goes, "I'm gonna go watch this."
Get somebody to drink it.
He goes, "Yeah," and that's why I'm having this debate. How far am I gonna let this go?
Yeah.
And so he goes in the bathroom, he fills it up, and he goes up to some woman at the bar, and he goes, "Can I buy you a drink?" And she goes, "Sure." And he goes, "I'll get you a beer." And he came back and he handed it to her, and thank God that the glass was obviously warm because the liquid was warm.
Oh, that's like being in England.
And it's a good warm stout.
What sort of people are you hanging out with?
Yeah, really? What's going on?
I don't hang out with them anymore, so let's get that on record.
All right.
No, but she just looked down at it, and her hand it's kind of like a little bit of it's dripping down the side.
Oh,
right. Oh,
and she just looks at him, and
she had a
he just has a big
Soylent Green
smile on
moment.
his face. Yeah,
Right.
and he just has a smile on his face, and she puts it down and runs to the bathroom.
How does she not pour it over his head?
Oh my God!
I mean, pouring it over his head is the logical next move.
Enjoy.
Yeah,
You should get the golden shower for that one for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it fits right in with this minute because Spaulding drinking the.
She's lucky she didn't order a
I
stout.
get where it came from. It's just disgusting.
Oh, what other gross things can we talk about?
When's the last time you barfed, Dan?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I had a really bad stomach flu a couple years ago, about 4 years ago. Awful.
Yeah.
And I'm like Mike, where I have to tell you, I'm at a point in my life where I am a very regular drinker, but I'm really scared of getting sick or hungover.
Yeah.
Like I'm really scared of it.
Awful.
So I'll hit a point where I'll go, I've already gone probably a little too far where I won't feel optimal tomorrow, but I'm damn sure not going to have anything more to drink. It's like, so it really prevents that kind of disgusting hangover one from ever happening. And I find it hard to believe that I'm ever going to let it go that much again where I don't care anymore. But so that's cut down on a lot. That represented a good 85% of my vomiting episodes. Right there.
And that's a good grown-up moment right there. That shows like growth.
That is.
Yeah, it does. It took me too long probably to do that. But no, I have really bad headaches, so I can't afford to have a hangover. It's really bad.
I did witness the greatest moment in throwing up situations was another friend of mine.
Oh boy,
a good friend of
another
mine.
One
Again,
of
I'm
your
not going to use
degenerate
names.
friends. You and the rest of the.
No, this is.
Was it Dean
Cassidy?
Cassidy?
One of my good friends.
Okay, yeah.
This is one of my good friends. It was New Year's Eve, and he was going through a rough patch. he was happy to see this year go.
Okay.
And we had hit it hard. It was in Chicago. He came to visit me. Hit it hard that night, and I got him back to the. He did something stupid like he threw his car keys into a dumpster and nobody knew where they were. I said just
one of those screw my entire life tonight kind of things where you're just like you're ready to cash all your chips in and just forget it.
Yeah. Let's just go down and now it became like I'm stressed out now, so I'm just going to get you back to my apartment. So I get him back there, and I get him in the bathroom because he's starting to throw up.
He spray paints it.
And he and he's hugging the toilet, but like right behind the toilet was the radiator.
Oh no!
And he said something. He hadn't started throwing up yet, but he's like, "Yeah, here it comes." And he said something like it was like everything was clear for a second, and he just said something to me. I don't remember what it was, but it was akin to, "Man, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry for this and what's about to happen." And his head went back violently, and he conked his head on the radiator. And he knocked himself clean out.
That's like the Three Stooges or something.
Yeah. So he hit his head on the radiator,
Doink.
And his body's going forward, and he's vomiting as he passed out. And he cracked his tooth on the toilet as he's throwing up. So the throw up just sprays everywhere.
Oh my God.
All over everywhere. And his tooth is in there somewhere.
Oh, no.
His tooth came out and blood's pouring out and he's out cold. And so what do I do now? So he's out. I just took a towel and I covered everything, including his head. Right. And I'm just like patting it down. And he came to pretty quickly after that.
Yeah.
I go, your tooth, man. It was in like the puke that was on the.
Oh.
This is a horrible minute.
I don't want to hear about it.
This is a horrible minute.
Awful.
I don't like this minute.
You said a good thing.
What is it?
Because it was like a Three Stooges because it was like sped up. It was like pong ping. It was like this. It was a sound because he said to me, he goes, man, Michael, I'm so sorry. You're so good to me. You've been good to me. He's
Kong ping bao
it's
ping.
ping pong boom.
Ping ding bong.
It's like Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. Ping pong bing.
Yeah, ping bong.
Yeah, he just threw his head back, knocked himself out of the radiator, and his head hit the toilet like in the most violent 2.5 seconds of time.
Oh, grossed out. The whole
God.
thing grosses me out now.
Oh.
But instead of his brains hitting, it was like if somebody got it's like a shotgun blast to the head. It was just puke covered everything.
Oh, it's gross.
A different kind of gore.
You know what this
Life
movie
is
does
wonderful.
that I appreciate? Sorry, to get back to this minute real quick.
No, we
is
got
that
to.
the-
We got to.
One thing that
It's vital.
Tom, this doesn't get much better, but one thing this movie does that I appreciate, it's a step in the right direction, is that after Spaulding comes out and does his little act where he gets hung up on the railing for a second to steady himself, and then he goes over to the car. As he boots into the top of the car, you don't get that thing that you often get in movies now where you start to see the vomit coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like in a
it's
movie
just
now,
so-
what they'll do is they'll load up their mouths with Campbell's Chunky Soup or something.
Yeah.
And then they'll
Or
come
they
out
have
with
a
it.
vomit tube.
But I slowed this one down frame by frame, and at no point is you ever see anything projecting out of his mouth. It's just that they did this all low budget with sound, just using sound alone. There's
Which
no
is a lot more
actual-
effective because when people do that mouthful of stuff thing, that's not how people barf. That's not.
No.
It doesn't look anything like somebody barfing.
It
looks
doesn't
like
look.
somebody going,
It's got to have that thing going on. You don't just blow it right out of your cheeks like that.
Yeah. If you're listening to somebody puke, you hear like, "Oh!"
Yeah, it's
and then
this
like
guttural.
half
really,
a second later, you hear the splash of whatever is
Because
coming
it's a
out. of
body.
it.
It's a body convulsion.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
it sounds like
yeah,
a
yeah.
goose being force fed. It's just not
Yeah, it's
right.
not spitting stuff out of your mouth. It's
No.
stuff being
And that's why I
ejected out
fought
of your
it.
guts.
I fought it. I fought it for so long because it's not right.
Oh, it's horrible.
It doesn't feel right.
I was,
doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
I flew to Connecticut for Thanksgiving, and the landing was a little bumpy for like, I don't know, half an hour, and it was like it was making me sick. It was making me. I didn't think I was going to barf, but I was experiencing that just nausea, that queasiness, and I'm like, this is my least favorite
Death.
experience, my least favorite sensation. I'm clammy. I'm like, I can do nothing but just breathe deeply and try to
Yeah.
control every natural reaction in my body.
Right, I know
to try
that
to
thing where you're like,
stabilize
I'm going to
myself.
control
Oh,
it and
it's horrifying.
stabilize, bring my heart rate down, everything.
Like if I close my eyes, is that better? No. Okay, if I stare straight ahead, is that better? No, don't look out the window. That's just going to make
Yeah.
it worse. Oh my gosh.
I know
It's
the feeling.
But yeah.
And that's
the
the
last time I barfed, I was on. I can't eat Jimmy John's because I don't even know if Jimmy John's did it, but Jimmy John's came out. I had Jimmy John's for lunch at work, and I was taking the train home, the Red Line in Chicago, and I'm on the train. I'm like, I'm not feeling great. This is.
Oh, no.
You know what? Okay, next stop, the doors will open. I'll just get off, and I'm not going to make it all the way home. I just got to get off and barf. And the it's coming to like, I think it's like, I don't know, Belmont or something, and I'm like.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I guess I'm all right. I'm okay.
I gotta make
think
a
I'm gonna
transfer.
Make it.
Yeah.
It passed. I think I'm okay.
Okay.
So the doors open, the doors close. The second the doors close, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, it's coming back again.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
'Cause you were
And so
moving.
I'm on the train. I'm like, I'm not gonna. And it's like that clammy. I feel like I'm white. I'm pasty.
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
everything's like just clammy and cold. I'm like, oh, I'm
What
really
do you
gonna.
do?
The doors finally open. The doors open at Addison. I leap out, and then I'm the guy who's like on the platform, just barfing openly into the garbage can. I'm just like standing there, just gleefully in front of everybody,
You
just
made it,
barfing
though.
into the garbage can.
God
just like
bless you.
Spaulding. I
Just
did
some
make it.
6'6", some 6'6"
I
tall
know,
dude
right? Exactly.
in khakis.
It must be harder for Tom because like that vomit's got to go like 4.5 feet to get back out.
There's this grainy news footage of this Sasquatch
That
barfing
vomit has
into
to,
a trash can on the
The
platform.
vomit has to
But
take
when-
the same length of trip that the guy took in Shawshank Redemption to come out the other end.
Clean.
Clean.
No,
Yep.
no, but when I was in the middle of that streak, like right in the middle of that just Iron Man type streak, and
Yeah.
I was passing people like great people
Some of the
before me
greats.
that have had streaks. Some of the greats, I was passing them, and I could see
Yeah.
some of the greats in front of me.
The Lou Gehrig of vomit
I was,
streaks.
yeah. I was passing the Reggie Jacksons. I was passing the real home run hitters of our time.
Yeah.
But I had some rough times, and I would use a line every time when I'd fight myself. You're not going to do it.
You're not
You're
going to do it.
You're
You're
tougher
better
than
this.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I goes, you, and I would say, you'll allow yourself to puke. You're saving it up for when you go through chemo. Chemo, you can puke.
Oh God.
So I would always say that to say, you
Something
know
to
what,
look
you're
forward
tougher
to.
than that.
Yeah.
When you're going through the tough times later, when you're on chemo, then you can let yourself
Well, I'm
puke.
glad you could be kind to yourself that way, Mike.
No,
Yeah.
I'm horrible to myself.
Well, that's what I
gift.
was being. Yeah. But you're.
And to lose that streak on such a moment, just
Yeah, just on the road like
brightness of
that.
the sun, the brightness of the sun.
That's it. You
Yeah.
were like a vampire who was just like, it's
You
too
were a little
bright.
too tough that day.
It's like
you were
a little too bright
you were a
out
little
here.
too manly.
Oh no!
And he vomits ignominiously right out the car driving down the road.
I want you to have literally said "Oh no" in slow
I
motion.
did. I said,
when that
"Oh
happened.
no, here it comes!" And it wasn't even like a big one because
didn't
I
have
had
a
a
choice.
debate. It just kind of like spilled out of my mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I
Gulp.
debated with
Gulp.
myself after. No, I debated with myself after. Like I went to the official score, and I said, "Is that really vomit? Did I really throw up?" And then I said, yeah, you did. The streak is over.
Yeah, can I get a ruling on this? That's what you should
can I
have
get
said.
a ruling on this?
That's what you should have said to the first guy that you saw. Can I get a ruling
The guy
on
was
this?
mowing his lawn.
Winter
Did you say
rules.
that I just barfed?
The
Winter
guy was
rules.
mowing his lawn. No, there was. There was a
improve my
guy.
life?
I pulled over right next to a guy who was mowing his lawn, and then so. Can I get a ruling on this? Is this in or out? I'll respect your ruling.
That's great.
So
You don't
anyway,
owe me
so
anything.
Spaulding
I
comes
trust
out.
you.
He comes out, and that couple's happily coming in.
Yeah, that is
Now
funny.
they stop and they look at him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
see
know
that
what's
something's
going to
up.
happen. They know
Yeah.
this guy's going to throw up.
Yeah.
But when he does throw up, they are so shocked and
We gotta
horrified
get outta here.
that yeah. But they stopped and they were just enthralled. They go, "This guy's going to throw up. It's going to happen." And then
Well,
when
it's
it
like-
happens, it's like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened. Let's get inside."
Well, it's like
quickly."
watching somebody falling off a building or something. It's like you know what's going to happen. They're going to hit the ground and splat. You can't take your eyes away. But then it happens. You're like, oh my God, and you're horrified.
Yeah, that's
Not
pretty
that it-
realistic. What's funny about that is that he comes out, the couple's coming up the stairs. They stop to look at him. He's clearly unsteady. They look at him,
Yeah.
and then for 1 second, as he's making his way toward the Porsche or whatever it is, the guy turns to the woman and says something, and then they both look back, almost as if to say, "You sure we should stay for this?" Or something like, "Hey, check this guy out," or something like that.
He's gonna barf in that car,
$1,000
watch.
he pukes into the car.
Do it. Yeah.
That kid will eat
That's
anything.
porterhouse.
He's hungry.
Oh my God, that's
yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, but as soon as he boots, they can't believe it.
Yeah.
And they're, oh God, let's run inside.
I
It's
don't.
like they're going to get in trouble for watching or something.
So
or
they're
like someone's
arriving pretty late.
They're witnesses.
Yeah.
And they're probably not going in there to say, like, hey, whoever's parked right out front, someone just barfed in your car.
Yeah.
Like, we know later that they didn't do that.
No,
or at
they
least
didn't.
the message never got
And
to
the greatest thing
the
about this
owner.
is it's set up kind of like Chekhov's gun. He just threw up in that car.
Right.
You know it's
Yeah.
coming back in another scene.
Oh yeah. There's
that's
no way
great.
that yeah. And that's why
That's
the
not
cars,
random.
and that's what you get right there for parking a car like that in a spot like that. And this is a lot
Yeah.
like Mike would know all about this. How there were certain places you go to a ball game right away. You can see where the locals are parking their cars, right? And you know right away you're like, this is the danger zone right here. And then once in a while, someone parks their car and that's one of those spots, foul ball right through the windshield. And you go, yeah, well, you don't park your car there. It's the same type of deal. You don't put it right by the door.
Unless that was the valet who hasn't moved the car yet.
That's true.
Maybe Dr. Beeper. I think it's Dr. Beeper's car. I think
point.
he may have just come in, and one of the valet probably went to move another car, and then he's going to take his car.
Yeah, he would be using a valet. It's true.
But Dr. Beeper comes out, which seems to be later on in the evening, and it's still there.
Yes,
so,
and that car hasn't moved.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly no valet is sitting in the driver's seat.
No. Well, maybe that's it. The valet came to the car. Oh, somebody puked in that. I'm not touching that.
Forget it. Yeah. That's basically this entire minute.
That's it.
Kid
Yeah, it's
barfing
disgusting.
in
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, we're gross. We're gross podcasters.
Yeah, I really wish that.
life.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that I didn't have this in the same minute that I was enjoying my beef bullion cocktail.
Oh my god!
Because
bull shot.
The bull shot. Right.
Wow.
Oh.
I feel like I have to try a bull shot at some point.
Well, it was all
but
right.
I do not feel like making one.
Yeah, I'll make you one of these days.
All right, thank you.
Sounds like a threat.
Wait a minute, should I be worried? What did I do to you?
Yeah.
How dare you offer me a bull
shoe
shot?
smell. Sabu.
Oh, sweet Lord.
Yeah.
Throwing up is awful.
Sweet
It
Lord,
is.
my Lord. I think that's what the George Harrison song was about.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's all about barfing.
About barfing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would much rather not shit my pants literally, but I'd rather have diarrhea than barf.
All right, let's not go into this.
Depending on
it's
when
not.
it's a good question because like do I have to suffer from one longer or the other?
The lead up to it can be very similar, which is
it's really unsettling.
You know what's the worst possible case scenario, Tom, is having both while you're dressed as the Jolly Green Giant for Halloween.
That's true. As I would well know.
He claims it was for Halloween.
I did not barf. I did not barf.
Okay.
you
all
did,
right.
on that
but you
occasion.
filled
that's
those
enough.
tights though.
I just jetted water out of my butthole.
Come on, man.
It was water though. I mean, you say it's gross, but I mean, you're talking about pure, clean water, Mandrake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bodily vital fluids.
I was sapping and purifying my precious bodily fluids.
Exactly. Yeah. That was it.
Oh my God.
Tom with this, and I know you had because I remember you said you had green face makeup on.
Yeah. But no one knew. So I was sick as a
And
dog.
you're just yelling out the door, "Have my mail forwarded."
Yeah. The water coming out of me smells like Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't know what to
Oh God! All right, you gotta shut this down.
do. Yeah.
This is just a horrifying.
All right, this has
Goddamn
been
it,
the most
Spaulding.
disgusting minute of our show.
Right.
Minute 36. Avoided at all costs now that it's too late.
No,
We'll
but
put
it's
up
part of life,
roadblocks
you know.
and
You
road
got to talk
signs.
about life, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we're trying to cover all aspects of the human condition on this show.
Right.
We've covered
Lord,
barfing,
what a streak! What a streak!
diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's
proud
a
of you.
great
Yeah.
streak. 22 years or so. 20,
I have
21
to look
years.
at it. Well, let's see. It was.
You got to go back through the books.
You know what? No, it was before. It was So it's 92 or 90. No, 92 or 93. Yeah, we'll say 93 just for the hell of it.
Okay.
And I'll say that it
conservative.
was 2015.
All right, then. Yeah, pushing 22 years. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
Damn impressive.
Yeah.
And I've had flus, and I've had a lot of too much drinking.
Yeah, I think when you drink the tobacco juice at the bar, I think that
That was
holding
that
on to
was-
the streak
gosh.
for that, it seems a little mental to me.
I'd still be barfing.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
when I could do it, when I did it then, I said to myself, you know what? This can be done. I can push this streak into my 40s.
Yeah, I get
which I did essentially. I did because I was 40. Yeah, I was 41 when I lost the streak. But I could have pushed it all the way to chemo.
Well, do you regret at all that the barf that did finally end the streak was less dramatic than the
of
barfing
course.
from the spittoon would have been?
That's why, because he went, oh no. That's why he
no,
did that. You're like, oh no, I don't want to lose it like this. It's like
Yeah.
again, that's like Cal Ripken coming out because of a hangnail. It's just not. That's
No,
not
but
how
you know
wanna
what
go
though,
out.
because you don't. That's not how you want to go out. But it shows that you know what. It caught me when my guard was down. I wasn't expecting it. It was like being sucker punched when you walk out the door. So wha bam, real quick to the
The
jaw.
moment you let your guard down, you're guaranteed to vomit right away.
Yeah. and I looked back on it and said, you know what? I forgot about all the times that I was sucker punched with a sickness or like a quick, oh my God, I think I'm gonna throw up just out of the blue. And I didn't do it.
Yeah. I wonder how much. You imagine the kind of ass clenched neurosis Mike has to walk around with to keep that streak going is amazing.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Yeah. So that it made me look back because you never think about those. You think about, oh, I just drank 5 bottles of wine. I think I'm gonna throw up. But you just walk out, and say, hey, it's a wonderful day. Oh, what's that smell? I think I'm gonna throw up. And to hold it together then, that's mental toughness.
Picturing like Zeus on Mount Olympus, just watching Mike from up high, just be like, that kid's got it.
That kid's
He's pretty
got
good. He's holding
something
on to that
special. Look at
streak.
that. Yeah.
He drank a whole bottle of wine. He's not gonna barf. I admire that.
Yeah, when he gets up here to heaven, we're gonna have him teach a class, a master class.
Put on a clinic.
I'll barf with that guy.
Right.
I Zeus will barf with that guy.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go to that bike shop.
Yeah.
No.
The second you see that
he
bike
gets a
shop,
free
you're gonna
pen.
lose it.
I don't want to go
I
in
just
there.
had a Sunday.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right.
That has to be it right there.
Yeah, I think we should stop now because I am
I
feeling
think we
a little
should.
ill.
We've gotten back to Gordon Jump. That's our cue.
Yeah, I
That's
think
our cue.
this minute was important because it grounded us in the vomitous age.
Instead of
Yes,
saying
that's
it's gone
it.
full circle, it's gone full jump.
Yeah, we went
Yeah,
jump.
it's gone full jump. We've
jumped.
cleansed ourselves of our imperfect
jumped the
bodily
Gordon.
fluids.
Well, all right.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you both. This has been good. I feel better about myself.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of you out there, I hope you're either disgusted or elated
Yeah.
or both.
You should feel better now.
And you
After
should feel
going
better.
through that.
Yeah, with us. We're your guides through the world of barf.
That's been purged. Yeah.
Yeah, please log on to the listeners' hole and share with us your most traumatic barfing story.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Thank you.
try to get the listeners' hole to be as disgusting as this episode has been.
Right.
We the
Ralphing or
gauntlet has been
hurling
thrown.
or
Sure.
Yeah.
There are many synonyms. Right.
You can share. That's something we didn't discuss. We could please share your favorite euphemisms for barfing.
Yeah, I like that. I like to hear those because you can soften it a bit with a good.
Dan used boot, which I like. Boot's a pretty funny
booty,
one.
yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah. Puke,
It's
barf,
mild.
Ralph,
Yeah.
Retch.
I don't like puke and barf. I don't like retch.
I like them
Barf.
both. I
But
think
They
those are both
sound
pretty
terrible. It's too. There's an onomatopoeia there that I don't like.
funny. Yeah.
Blah, barf.
Oh,
I'm gonna
maybe the
Ralph.
worst one though. The worst one is the most gentle. The worst one is upchuck.
Oh.
Upchuck is really
that's a
filthy and
bad
disgusting.
One.
Oh, we can
You
end
got your
on this.
toss your cookies. You got your blow chunks. You got lose your lunch.
Well, here's a good one to end on. What if I just say, you could just say, I think I'm going to gulp.
Oh, there you go, Mike.
Gulp. I'm just going to repeat gulp until Tom ends the show. Gulp.
I'm going to barrel through this. Okay. The little redheaded kid wants you to end the show. Okay, please come back next time. Oh, I'm going to barf. Okay, goodbye. We're done.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.